Okay, so let's talk about something huge. How do you create an offer that's so good, so absolutely irresistible that your perfect customer would actually feel stupid saying no to it? Well, today we're going to break down the framework that does exactly that, all based on the amazing work of entrepreneur Alex Hormozi.
Imagine hearing those 4 words. Just 4 simple words that mean everything you've ever worked for is about to completely collapse. For Alex Hormozi, this wasn't just some bad dream. This was his reality.
So picture this. It's Christmas Eve, and he's sitting in a movie theater, but he can't focus on the movie at all. His heart is just pounding out of his chest, because just a few hours earlier, he got the call. His payment processor was freezing every single dollar his company had, completely cutting off his cash flow.
The next morning, it got even worse. He logs into his bank account, and this is all he has left, $300. His business partner had just cleaned him out, taking all the money from the sale of his gyms. We're talking 4 years of his life's work, just gone.
So with his back totally against the wall, what did he do? He made a completely insane bet on himself. He launched 6 new businesses all at once, with only 2 things to his name: a high-limit credit card and the secret weapon he'd been working on, something he calls a grand slam offer.
And guess what? The bet paid off. Big time. Just 12 months after being on the brink of total ruin, his new companies were pulling in over $1.5 million every single month. This one skill didn't just save him from going bankrupt, it turned him into a multimillionaire. So what is this thing?
That incredible comeback was only possible because he figured out how to solve a problem that traps so many of us in business: the commodity trap. It's this brutal, soul-crushing race to the bottom that you might be in right now without even knowing it.
So what's a commodity? Well, it's really anything that a customer sees as being pretty much the same no matter where they buy it. And when a customer looks at your thing and your competitor's thing and they can't tell the difference, what's the only thing they have left to base their decision on? The price tag. They just go for whatever's cheapest.
And this leads to 2 completely different worlds. On one side, you have the price-driven world. It's a death spiral, right? You're constantly slashing prices, your profits just evaporate, and you find yourself just copying other broke competitors. But then there's the value-driven world. This is where you want to be. Here, you're in a category all by yourself. There's literally no one to compare you to, so you can charge a real premium and work with the absolute best clients.
You know, this quote from the marketing legend Dan Kennedy just hits the nail on the head. Competing on price is a loser's game, period. The real strategic power move is to create so much insane value that you can be the most expensive option out there and people are actually happy to pay it. So how on earth do we do that?
This is where we get to the secret weapon, the value equation. This is the core framework, the blueprint for engineering an offer that is just too good to pass up, which lets you charge what you are actually worth.
And here it is. This simple equation is literally the entire formula. Think of it like a fraction. On the top, you've got the good stuff you want to increase, your customer's dream result and their belief that they'll actually get it. And on the bottom, you have the bad stuff you want to decrease, how long it takes, and how much of a pain it is for them to do.
So let's zoom in on that top part. The dream outcome is pretty straightforward. It's that after picture they're dreaming of. But the second part is just as important, maybe even more so, the perceived likelihood of achievement. This is all about their personal belief. How sure are they that your solution will work specifically for them? You have to crank both of these up as high as they can go.
Now for the bottom half. And honestly, this is where the biggest companies on the planet focus all their energy. Time delay is about speed. The faster they get what they want, the more valuable your offer is. And perceived effort and sacrifice is about making it easy. Think about Amazon's one-click ordering. It didn't change the product. It just zapped all the effort out of buying it. The goal here is to make their dream come true as fast and as painlessly as possible.
And to really see this in action, just look at liposuction versus a gym membership. The dream outcome is exactly the same, get fit, but just look at everything else. With liposuction, the chance of success is seen as high. It's super fast and there's almost zero effort from the patient. A gym membership? Yeah, it's pretty much the exact opposite. And that right there is why one costs 10 grand and the other costs $50 a month.
So once you've used the value equation to build an amazing offer, how do you just pour gasoline on the fire? Well, you enhance it with 4 incredibly powerful psychological levers that will multiply demand like crazy.
First up is scarcity. This is all about limiting the quantity of what you sell. The psychology here is so powerful. We are literally hardwired to fear losing something more than we desire gaining it. So when you say you only have 5 spots available, you trigger that fear of missing out, and your offer instantly becomes way more attractive. Next, we have urgency. Now, if scarcity is about how many, urgency is all about how long. It's a deadline, a ticking countdown clock, and it forces people who are sitting on the fence to finally make a decision. A fantastic offer with no deadline lets people procrastinate forever, but a fantastic offer that vanishes on Friday, that creates action.
Number 3 is bonuses. This is the classic, but wait, there's more. And the key thing to get is that one big offer is somehow perceived as less valuable than the same exact offer broken down into smaller pieces. You have to name every bonus, explain the specific problem it solves, and give it a price tag. When you do that, you create this huge gap between the price they're paying and the massive value they feel like they're getting.
And finally, we have guarantees. This is the ultimate deal closer. Every single purchase has some risk for the customer. What if this doesn't work for me? A really strong guarantee reverses that risk completely. You put it all on your shoulders. The crazier and more unconditional your guarantee is, the more you show you believe in your own stuff, and the easier it is for a customer to say yes. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's bring it all back home and put these powerful pieces together into a simple, step-by-step plan for you to create your very own Grand Slam offer.
So here's the blueprint. It all starts with a decision. You have to stop competing on price. From there, you systematically build value using the equation, crank up the dream outcome and the likelihood of success while you slash the time and effort. Then, you pour gasoline on the fire with the enhancers. And finally, you give it a powerful name that practically screams out to your perfect customer.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Looking at that value equation, what is the single biggest thing you can do, like right now, to dramatically increase the value of what you sell? Can you make it faster? Can you make it easier? Can you guarantee the outcome? Just think about that.
You know, in the end, it really all comes down to this timeless piece of wisdom from Warren Buffett. The goal is never to be the cheapest. The goal is to make what people get so overwhelmingly massive that what they pay feels like an absolute steal. And that, my friends, is the heart and soul of a Grand Slam offer.